So I started making music. It was really fun. It was by making organizations with friends, like parties. So I started like a DJ and also made some rap music with some friends. Yeah, and then it was in '96, something like that, where I started to play bass guitar in a rock band. And in '98, I started to be interested in electronic music. Yeah, and so with this project, it was like 12 years, and after 12 years, I think I explored lots of different styles of music, like ambient, experimental, trip hop, I don't know. Yeah, and then came the moment where I decided to change that and have something very with its own identity. Yeah, so came Saint-Petersburg in 2011, and I think it was the right choice because now I'm traveling a lot around the world and it's really nice, it's really cool. Saint-Petersburg is really my own project in the way that I never had the help of anyone because I really love music and I always want to make music. And it's also very important that it's very personal because in that way I can really show some emotions and yeah, doing in my music what I really want, what I love. And I think it's very important because in that way you can really reach your fans with your feelings, your emotions. Yeah, and now of course now I have lots of help around me, like manager. Who showed me a little bit also my way because now it starts also to be a little bit more hard in a way because I have some purposes that I never had before and it's like a territory that I don't know and in that way I think I really need help. But for music of course, except the collaborations, I will I think for a long time do it always alone. So collaborations is something that I really love because you can learn a lot with collaborations. And but I'm making also collaborations because sometimes it's nice to have also something different from what I'm doing and having like someone who sings in my songs, for example, can change a little bit the mood of the tracks and having something fresh to propose also to the fans. But I wish I could make music with a band, but I tried that a lot of time. And today I'm alone because of this, because I tried always to play in bands, and it was always like someone who says, okay, now I don't have time, and every time we had to stop our project. And then came that moment that I say, stop, okay, now I will do my own way because it's impossible. But yeah, sometimes there is still a need to make music with someone, but if I will do that again, I have to find really the right persons who have the same time like me, you know. Otherwise it will be difficult to make like a band, for example. But yeah, collaborations, I think I will do that forever because something really nice, like I told you, can help you also in learning something new, like music process maybe, and also to change sometimes the way of my tracks. So my music life changed in a good way because I was afraid at the very beginning, of course, because you know it's a lot of work, you don't know, it's the first time. And it changed really in a very good way because, for example, my children, it's a big inspiration in my music and especially in my graphics for some letters because you can see a lot of time my daughter on the covers. And yeah, and it's something, I don't know, children is something like, I can't explain, it's like sometimes you learn something new again in your life that you think that you thought that you know everything about life, and that's not true. And with children, for example, you learn a lot of new things. and then it's very good support also for you because they are really nice to me. They support my music as well. So for me, I think it changed in a good way. So I think in that way also that changed a lot because having free time for the family, it's like how to explain. For example, before when I was working as my day job, I never had time for to see my family. And since I'm now making music with Saint-Petersburg, that I stopped my job, I have more time with my family. Because the only times it's like if I'm touring, but when you are touring it's like 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, or maybe 1 month or 2. But then all the other times you are completely free to be with your family. So in that way it's also very positive. And of course, when you are away for 1 week, for example, like now, it's your family is really missing. But it's okay because I know that after 1 week I will go home and have again time with them to spend. So in that way it's also very positive. Yeah, so I think we are really lucky to have this program. We have an export office for music in Luxembourg. They are helping the artists to getting support from our country. And they have like different programs and especially showcases, for example. Or they are also there if you are having a tour, for example. Because sometimes in some countries they don't have really the budget to help you in, I don't know, to pay your flights, for example, or accommodations. And so in this time we can get in touch with them, and so we can get their support. And of course, they will not pay everything. They will, come and support as best as they can. Sometimes you have also the chance that they can pay your flights completely, for example. And I think it's very important to have such a program because sometimes young artists don't know where to go, for example. And they also have this kind of program to help an artist to understand the music life, how to get in touch with managers or promoters, booking agencies. And so it's now 1 year old, and it works very well. I already also had a chance to have this help, for example, for some times. And so I think I hope that everyone can have the same program in their countries, because sometimes it's very useful. So the Luxembourg scene, it's a very small scene, of course, and it's more a scene about rock. They really are into rock music, rock and roll, and now we are starting to having more and more electronic artists. But it's still a very, very small scene, and it will depend on a lot of things. Again, maybe if they will use this kind of export office, maybe they will have also the chance to be export and have the chance to travel around the world. But it's not easy because we don't have that much medias also. It's a very small country. Not so much radios and also not so much venues to play. And so everything is very compact. So everyone knows each other. And sometimes it's good also because we are all supporting us together. But so it's a very small scene, and if you want to really to be known, you have to go out of this country to being known. And so I don't know if one day there will be a big scene. I don't believe really. I hope so, but we don't have the real conditions in this country that one day that will happen. You know, we are not a city like Berlin, for example, or all these big cities, London, where the music it's big. You know? So I don't know. I think it will stay every time small. The country is also very small, so I think it fits well together. I'm not really afraid about competition, because for me there's no competition in music. If there is competition, I think it will be more with the management things. I don't know, maybe with all these contracts about with majors. I don't know, but about music, for me, there's no competition. I'm also not really afraid about that because I know where I want to go with my music, and I know that my music it's also something that can work, you know. And I'm not here to make a competition against other electronic musicians because music it's like you like it or you don't like it, and it's something that you can't change, you know. I don't want to force someone to love my music, for example. And so for me it's not, I think, okay, the competition can come if someday you have a show in a city like London, for example, and there are 3 other shows in the same day. Okay, in that way maybe there's a competition, but for me, again, it's I'm not afraid about that because if people really like my music, they will maybe come also to my show instead of going to the other shows. And so I will respect these people who will come to my show and and will enjoy it with them. Also, if there are only 50 people, I don't know. But I think the word competition for me, I'm really not afraid about that because it's like I told you before, you love it or you don't love it, and you can't change that. And especially you can't force anyone to love something. So I think for me that's not really a problem. Making my own label, it's at the moment not a discussion because I'm very busy with songwriters only, making remixes and all what I have to do with this project. I had a net label before. Some years ago, it was really a net label. So I had more time. I released lots of artists, but I took that more as a collaboration platform than a label. You know, I never signed anyone. You know, it was really more collaborations with other artists. And no, for the moment, I think it's not on my plans to make a label. I really wished because it's something that I really like. I had really good times with my net label, but at the moment it's impossible. I'm very busy with songwriters, and you know, maybe that will change. But at the moment, I think there are no really plans, and especially I don't have also the budget for that. In some years, I think I will sell more records than Michael Jackson or Madonna. I'm joking. I don't know. I hope that I will continue to make my way with songwriters and continue having fun with all my fans and playing a lot around the world, releasing new music. I don't know. I think that's the thing that I hope. It's that I can continue to make music for a long time. So if I will be famous or not, or more famous than now, I think it's not really a thing that I'm thinking about or being afraid about that, because I miss like 12 years in my older project and I never had the chance to make a lot of shows. So I'm still patient to wait and play, and I don't know if I will have more fans or not. I hope so, because I'm really having a good time and traveling around the world and meeting lots of great people, especially in East European countries. I really enjoyed all my times there. Yeah, let's see, I don't know. Like I told you, I hope I will make music for a long time. So my process is very simple. I don't have a real process of making music. For me it's very important. It's when I have this good feeling for making music and that I want to make music, so I will try this moment to make music. And yeah, so what will come out, it's again something about feelings, emotions, something that happens maybe in the week or in a day. It's because it's really, my inspirations are really coming from my everyday life, and of course of my influence that I have, that this music that I'm listening around. But my process is very simple. I really like to start especially with a melody. Have this very special melody, or maybe sometimes a sample, it depends. And yeah, from this melody I will start to to build this track, like a child playing with Legos, for example, and building something. Yeah, until that I'm really happy with the track, that I say, okay, it's almost finished. And then sometimes what happens also with this new track, I like to listen to it like 1 week, every day, to listen if there is something that I can change, something that I think, maybe it's not so good. That's also what happens. I told sometimes that what I would like to do is to take my car and drive around with the music very loud and listen to everything, and so that's my normal process of what I'm doing most of the time. I like to make also tracks when I'm traveling by train, for example. So I don't know why. It's something, sometimes it's great, you are sitting there making something and then you look outside the window and you see these landscapes, and yes, it's something also that I really like. I'm starting to getting more and more critic now, since with Saint-Petersburg, I don't know. I remember when I made this first album, Everything Could Be Fine, it was so easy and things came really out. I think it's my best work ever. I really had a good feeling, and I'm still loving this album. Of course, I also love everything I do before, but this one is one that I can listen every day again one time, and that don't really happen with all the other tracks from my older projects, for example. And now I'm getting more and more critical with myself, because I don't know, maybe it's the pressure of fans, for having all this success that I never had before. I think that's maybe the thing who brings me to be more critic to myself. And sometimes it's good also, because it makes you reflect about lots of things, and I feel that my music is more perfect than before, because of that I'm asking myself a lot of questions about my songs. And before it was really easy. It was like, okay, make a song, it's okay, that's a good, okay. And now it's completely different.